We fall down, we lay our crowns at the feet of Jesus.
Personally, I was not born in a family that we took God so seriously. So when it came to my marriage, that's when I started seeing the seriousness of life. And that was in 1997. And then my husband started getting sick. He started getting sick for a long time. He got sick and we got desperate. We started selling everything we had. So we didn't know what he was ailing from. This time it will be malaria, next time it will be typhoid. And that's when it became so difficult because I remember he tested positive HIV. And our children were so young. I was so desperate. I didn't even have that courage to share with anybody what was happening. But after he tested positive, I went to a doctor and I tested negative. And we continued. After some time, he passed away. By the time he passed away, the firstborn was 7 years. The secondborn was 4 years. I started getting sick, headache, because of the frustration of the small children. And when I went to a doctor, he referred me, told me, just take a close relative to stay with the relative so that your headache can reduce. I went for my young sister who was 17 years. She had a young child of 9 months. And then, ironically, she was crossing the road and she was hit by a vehicle. And she died after three days. Here, I'm a widow with the young children, 7 years and 4 years, and now my sister dies, leaving a 9-month-old kid. But I thank God that last year, we were just sharing with Ruth. And she told me, Susan, I'll invite you to our church. And she introduced me to Moses. I went to Kisauni and I fellowshiped there. And I felt the love of people who are expressing the love of God. And I could really feel the warmth of God. And again now, another love of God just came in form of Pat and Ken. I thank God because when they went back to America, they got me a sponsor for the 2 young children. This is Virginia and Brian. And I just felt that God has never left me. He has never forsaken me. I have really struggled, but I have seen God work. The word of God tells us that He is the father of the fatherless and protector of widows. I have seen that exactly that happen. I have seen God being the father to my children. I have seen Him being my husband. He has done He has done more than what my husband could have done. I don't even have time to remember if I had a husband or not. I feel I have a husband who is stronger than all husbands and who is doing far, far, far much above everything that I would expect. The word of God tells me that He's able to do abundantly and exceedingly more than what I expect or what I imagine or what I pray for. I have seen that happen in my life, and I just thank God. The word of God has proved true in my life, and I just feel that hunger and that thirst to serve God. That's the only way I can repay God. I pray for Kenya and I pray for America, and I just thank God for America. I thank God for Kenya.
Holy, 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 Lord God Almighty, early in the morning, our song shall rise to Thee. We cry.